A tremendous change has taken place over the last 20 years in what top restaurants are serving. The shift has been strongly in favor of appearance over flavor. You can't have one without sacrificing the other to some extent. You have to make a decision as to which is more important, so ingredients are chosen for vibrant colors rather than their flavor. The reason is who the food critics are now, and that's the point of this little video. As a culture, we've grown accustomed to the idea that the printed word has validity. The author must be an expert. Publishers and editors are gatekeepers that keep the ignorant from having any mass persuasion. But the internet changed all that, and now we have bloggers that make Fox News look like a paragon of integrity. Some of the top bloggers influence the minds of millions of people, and certainly influence every top restaurant. But who are these bloggers really? Most of the fans who read these blogs have no idea who the bloggers themselves are. In the recent film Foodies, the Culinary Jetset, we're allowed some rare glimpses into the personalities of these bloggers. What we have is the very essence of elitist snobbery by the nouveau riche. Here's a clip from the film as Andy Haler reacts to a complimentary glass of champagne. Check this out.
Not fond of this particular champagne, but it's, well, the trials we have to go through, you know. Yeah, there are worse twists to events in life than this, but...
But the real crux of the problem in this elitist mentality is that these people have no culinary training and come from middle-class backgrounds, so they're more impressed by how a dish looks or how weird it is than how it actually tastes. Arguably the most important food blogger in the world today is Steve Plotnicki, who openly declares that food doesn't have to taste delicious to be good. Think about this statement.
It really deals with the question of whether food has to be delicious in order to be good. Okay, I'm in the camp who says, no, doesn't have to be, all right? We can hold something up and we can say, oh, this dish is interesting, okay? But we don't necessarily want to eat it. You know what I mean? We want to eat it once or twice to understand what it is. But it's not the same thing as food that you want to eat every day. I think that the public eats for pleasure, and they don't eat for intellectual pleasure.
So cheers, huh? Thank you again for the...
In art, music, they would be laughed at, okay?
He puts himself on a pedestal for being able to experience food that even he himself admits he wouldn't want to eat more than once or twice ever. The general public that's motivated by flavor rather than intellectual pleasure, as he calls it, are beneath him. But why is his opinion more valid? He has no culinary training or background, only the financial resources to travel around and critique others.
So everybody thinks they're an expert on what good food is. Everybody thinks they have good taste.
The more you get to know these bloggers, the less likely you are to care about anything they have to say. However, there was one point that I think is truly worthwhile in the film. There are many people who criticize foodies for spending money on fine dining, yet they wouldn't have anything to say about thousands spent on Super Bowl tickets or flying across the country to see a concert by a popular band. They're all forms of entertainment, so what's the difference?
Some people are flying to another part of the world for a football match. Why not a good restaurant and, you know, to admire the work of a talented chef?
Actually, you're going to go back to sort of, you know, medieval times and basically grow your own crops and, you know, and cook them. I mean, if you're going to take this sort of take it to extremes, then you shouldn't, you know, travel anywhere or do anything very much. I mean, it's fine if that's what your beliefs are. Well, good for you.
While I wholeheartedly agree that the appreciation of food should be every bit as publicly accepted as the appreciation of music, art, and sports, the problem is that the tail is wagging the dog now. Sometimes this has resulted in fantastic dishes. Unfortunately, it's also led to the proliferation of things that are weird for the sake of weird and something to give bloggers to talk about for free advertising. Keep in mind that the blogger you're reading is probably very, very different from your background. Their unfavorable review is very likely due to things that would never be an issue for you.
These are some peas which are seasonal at the moment. Again, are the dishes seasonal? Are they not seasonal? The peas are good, but they're not absolutely fantastically sweet like you would get if you picked them in the Mediterranean markets that morning and you immediately had the peas straight out of the pod.
all of the years and dedication and training that went into producing this meal gets points subtracted for things that are beyond the control of the chef. This is because the reviewer is not a professional.